Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapos Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So got to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Awad who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from Jim Messalano Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. Lord's willing, this be edifying. And I titled this lesson, the Bible is about Israelites and their enemies. The biggest prophecy in this Bible is about so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians getting salvation from their enemies, being delivered from their oppressors. The biggest prophecy of this King James 1611 Bible is the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians getting delivered from their enemies. The world think that everybody can be saved, starting with Esau, Edom, but according to this Bible, this only pertains to the Israelites. Now these wacky Christians love to go and read John 3 and 16 and say that the Lord loved the whole world. Well, when you understand these mysteries, John the third chapter, this is John writing that goes back into when you read in Numbers 21. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to start here in John the third chapter. Now in John the third chapter, these devils never read the chapter. They just jump down to verse 16, even though they know that Yahweh Shah, the Messiah, was talking to Nicodemus, which was what? A Jew, an Israelite. So this whole chapter of John, the third chapter, is only talking about Israelites. And they know that, but they love to read verse 16. So let's jump to John 3 and verse 14. And it reads, and as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have eternal life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Verse 14 reads again, and as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Now, if you understand these mysteries, the whole Old Testament was about Israelites. Israelites and the enemies. Israelites and the enemies. The whole Old Testament. So why would this be written? Why would this be written in John the third chapter, verse 14, when it say, and as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Why is this an important verse? Because it's in the Numbers chapter 21, man. The whole Old Testament was about the Israelites, as well as the New Testament. There's nothing changed. The Lord don't change. We know these scriptures, Malachi 3 and 6, Hebrew 13 and 8, Numbers 23 and 19, the Lord do not change, man. So, again, John 3 and 14, and as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. This is Numbers 21. Here is that account that John was writing about. This is Numbers 21 and 5. And the people spake against God and against Moses, wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? This is what John was writing about in that verse. For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. And the Lord Yahweh sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. This is the 12 tribes of Israel to themselves, with the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, to themselves in the wilderness. There is no other nation with them. When you go and read, matter of fact, let me get this. This is Deuteronomy 29 and 16. It reads, For ye know how for ye know we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations. This is all 17 heathen nations. It say, and how we came through the nations which we passed by. We walked past all 17 of these heathens, man. Listen, verse 17. And ye have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. We saw all these things. Least there should be among you man or woman, or family or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord, Yahweh, our power, to go and serve the gods of these nations. You see this? This is key. It was no other nations with the Israelites, man. When we got to Mount Sinai, it was only the 12 tribes of Israel, man. It say, least there should be among you man or woman, or family or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord Yahweh, our power, to go and serve the gods of these nations. Least there shall be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood, which is bitterness and destruction. So, back in Numbers 21, that shows you in Deuteronomy 29:16 that we walked through these nations and we saw all their wickedness. And the Lord said, You see what they're doing? You see what they're doing? Don't do these things. Matter of fact, before I go back to that, this is Leviticus 18. This is Leviticus 18 and 24. It reads, Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. Right? The Lord said he cast these nations out before us. Who? Israelites, man. Back in Numbers 21. See, these people go on talking about this and that, and anybody can be saved. No, man. The scriptures doesn't change. And this lesson is for newcomers, man. Because you got Jake waking up every day, man. The Lord is still activating Israelites, man. This is number 21 and 5. And the people spake against God and against Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth like bread. And the Lord Yahweh sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. Therefore, the people came to Moses and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord Yahweh and against thee. Pray unto the Lord Yahweh that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon the pole. And I always mention this when I read this scripture, because right today you can see the same fiery serpent on a pole on the ambulances, man. These devils took that and turned it to witchcraft, man. It's on the ambulance, man. That same snake on a pole. Again, Numbers 21 and 8. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. This is the same thing it say in John 3 and 14. As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, to who? Israelites, man. That's what John 3 and 14 is talking about. Verse 15 and 16 in John 3 and 16 is talking about Yahweh Shai is going to be lifted up to the Israelites, man. This is not to heathens. It's saying, the Lord said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole, and it came to pass that If a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. Same different with Yahweh, man. Anyone that accepts the Son, right? Accepts Yahweh through the Son, you shall live, man. There's no difference, man. It's the same. So, back in John, again, John 3 and 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, this is John giving you specifics on what the Lord is talking about, man. As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. For who? That whosoever believe in him should not perish but have eternal life. For God so loved the world. What world? This could sound like it's contradicting when you read John 17. It said, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him," it said the same thing in the wilderness. Any one of those Israelites that looked upon the serpent on the brass pole, they was what? They was healed. It say that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Now I say, for God so loved the world. Now this is John 17. Because it sounds like it's contradicting, man. It's throwing you off. But it's not. You got to understand these mysteries, which these people don't. This is John 17 and 9. Why would the Messiah say this? I pray for them. I pray not for the world, right? But for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. So the Messiah is saying he prayed for them. He prayed not for the world. Who is he talking about? Because John 3:16 say the world, right? For God sent his son, right, into the world to save the world. Well, that world is talking about Israel, man. This is Isaiah 45 and 17. And it reads, but Israel shall be saved. From who? Who must Israel be saved from? But Israel, Isaiah 45 and 17, but Israel must be saved. But Israel shall be saved, Salakia. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded world without end. So that world in John 3 and 16, that world is not talking about the world, man. It's talking about Israelites. John 17 and 9, when he said, I pray for them, I pray not for the world, it's talking about Israel, man. This does not apply to all nations. And I was telling this guy at the plantation, when I read Matthew 15 and 24, Yahweh said he was not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. So he said, what about Paul? Paul went to the Gentiles. So I hit him with Romans 9. Romans 9, 1 through 7, man. That's plain. And he looked at me dumbfounded because he couldn't say nothing. All he said was, you really study. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what we do, man. Point is, you can't jump and say, well, Paul went to the heathens. So I said, do Paul words? Is Paul over the Messiah? That's what I asked the guy. Is Paul over the Messiah? No, man. The Lord did not change when he told Paul to go to the Gentiles, man. Paul went to the Israelites that were scattered, living amongst the heathen, man. Now, this is a verse in John. This is John 7:35. And if you can't receive it, hey, pray to Yahweh Shema Shah. If you can't get it, you can't get it. But the lessons is there, man. All you gotta do is go to the search engine. Now, this is John 7:35. When you go to Bible Hub, you got different translations of John 7:35. Now, this is what John 7:35 reads in the 16:11. This is John 7:35. It reads, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we should not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed? Who are the dispersed? The Israelites. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles. Now, when you look this up in Bible Hub, they give you the different translations. This is John 7:35. It reads, the Jews said to one another, what does this man intend to go, that we cannot find him? Will he go where our people live, scattered among the Greeks, and teach the Greeks? You got to understand, we was stripped, and a decree was made that we couldn't confess that we was Israelites, man. Started in the Greek Empire, because every other captivity, before the captivity on the Esau Edom, we knew who we were, man. The only captivities we were stripped from this is on the Esau Edom, man. Starting with the Greek Empire. So the ones that's in the know, they know, man. We know. So it said, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed, which is Israelites, among the Gentiles, and teach the Gentiles? So even these Pharisees and Sadducees knew that Israelites were scattered among the heathen, man. That's why it's cold. It's a cold spirit the Lord have on Jake today that can't understand that those were Israelites that Paul went to, man. Yeah, man, Con. The brother Jim S. You won. There's Shalom, Mark. Hey, Shalom to the argument I walk on the comment board. Yeah, how about Shema Shop Rock a thumb to while for tuning in. I'm gonna read it again. Yeah, man. The brother say, hey, you can't deny that, man. John 7:35. The Jews said to one another, what does this man intend to go that we cannot find him? Will he it say, will he go where our people live, scattered among the Greeks and teach the Greeks? Come on, man. The diaspora, man. The Hellenists, man. Being Hellenized. What it say? What's the term? Greek speaking Jews, man. This is and what these people don't understand is Israelites have enemies, man. So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, we have enemies, man. We got enemies. This is Luke chapter 1 and verse 68. And I had to drill this Job 9:24 at the plantation, man. He was looking dumbfounded. This is Luke 1 and 68. Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he have visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up an horn of salvation for us. The horn is Yahushua in the house of his servant David. It say for us. This is exclusive, man. It say, verse 70, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. Where is the holy prophets at? The Old Testament, man. Since the world began. Old Testament, man. And there's nothing changed from the beginning to now. It's the same. Nothing changes, man. Verse 70, verse 71, that we should be saved from our enemies. See, these people don't understand that we have enemies, man. We have enemies. Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, we have enemies. I just read to you Deuteronomy 29 and 16 when the Lord said he walked us by all these nations. They wasn't with us, man. It say that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Hold on. It say, and from the hand of all that hate us. This is Psalms 83. This is the account of the enemies of Israel. Psalms 83 and 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. It said what we must be saved from our enemies, man, that hate us. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And they showed us this in the movie Roots, man. They showed us this verse in the movie Roots, man, when they was making this guy say, what? Your name is Toby, not Kunta Kinte, man. That was them stripping us Cause soon, hey, the moment we got off them boats over here, man, they was beating it out of us, man. Again, they have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Did we not forget who we were for a period of time? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites. And you got to understand, Edom, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, and Ham was the ones that had their hands on us, man. These are the enemies of you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. And as Apostle Harlem always say, the apostles always say, Jake done been in North America too long, man. You done been here too long. We done been here so long. You Jakes have Stockholm syndrome. You bugged out, man. I can tell you in Isaiah 30 and 12. They trust in oppression. It said, "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom," that's the so-called white man, "and the Ishmaelites." Those are the Arabs, so-called Arabs. Moab, the so-called Chinese. You got the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon. Ammon is so-called Japanese. These are the main key players. Edom, Moab, Ammon, and Ham. And Amalek, which is the chief people, the chief ones of the so-called white man. They are known as the elites. It's the Philistines, which are the so-called Africans, the Hamites, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also has joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. All these nations had their hands on us, man. These are our enemies, man. You people got to understand. Back in Luke 1, see, when you hear the person with this Luke 1, 68 through 73, and then you hit that Psalm 83, man, and tell them who are the enemies, who are the key players on this chessboard, man. If they can't get it, hey, they just can't get it, man. But it's plain, it's right here. It say back in Luke 1 and 71 that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. And there are 17 nations, there are 18 nations on this planet. You so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are one nation, the 12 tribes of Israel. The other 17 nations, they all hate your guts, man. They hate you. They all profit off us, man, as it is this day, right? We are subject to payments. We are yet this day in captivity, man. It's to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. Didn't the Lord tell Pharaoh the same thing? Let my people go, that they may go into the wilderness and serve me. This is the same thing, man. It's not nothing new. That he would grant unto us that we've been delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear, man. This is the same thing he told Pharaoh. Let my people go that they may serve me. This is Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 15. These are the words of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, who you ignorantly call Yahweh, Jehovah, God, and Jesus Christos. Their Hebrew name for the Most High Yahweh, the Most High name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shah, man. This is Isaiah 40 and 15. Behold, the nations, what nations? All other the 17 heathen nations to the Lord. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles a very little thing. You are worthless to the Most High, man. Verse 16. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. The Lord is telling you right here, He don't care about the other nations, man. He only cares for Israel, man, which is what? The apple of his eye. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 8. It reads, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land and in a waste howling wilderness. He led him about, he instructed him, he kept him, who Jacob, as the apple of his eye. And this hasn't changed. This is Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 6. It reads, Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds. Right? He said he spread Israel abroad as the four winds. When you go in Matthew 24, matter of fact, let me finish this. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord Yahweh. Deliver thyself, O Zion, which is another name for Israelites, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. This is a separation right here. The nations that spoil Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, the Lord have a problem with you, man. He say, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. There's a separation right here, man. He said he scatters abroad to the four winds of heaven, right? North, south, east, and west, the Israelites were scattered, man. This is Matthew 24 and 29. It reads, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Here is the point. Same thing is said in Zechariah. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of earth, from one end of heaven to the other. Let's read this again. Zechariah 2 and verse 6. So you people don't read, man, because nothing changed with the Lord. If you people saying, you wacky Christians saying the Lord changed, that means this Bible is full of confusion, man, which is not. It tell you that in what that 2 Corinthians 10, man. The Lord is not the author of confusion, man. This is Zechariah 2 and 6. It reads, Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, said the Lord Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of heaven, saith the Lord. This is the same thing it say in Matthew 24. Let's read it again. Repetition is the father of skill, man. Matthew 24 and 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other, man. This hasn't changed. It's plain, man. Now, to get who the elect is, this is Isaiah 45 and 3. Isaiah 45 and 4. And it reads, for Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect. I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. And two-thirds of so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians will not return to know the Lord. On the hopeful elect, man. That's why I tell you in Hosea 1 and 10. This is Hosea 1 and 10. It reads, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be at the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people. Now the whole world know, the whole world know, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians been called every name under the sun, but the children of Israel. We done been called everything: spicks, spooks, porch monkeys, wetbacks, savages. Everything under the sun, we done been called, man. Except children of the Most High, man. It say that in the place where it said unto them, ye are not my people, there, well, North America, Babylon the Great, and all the islands around the world, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Then shall the children of Judah, the southern kingdom, and the children of Israel, the northern kingdom, be gathered together. Who's going to gather us? First off, it's through the word of Yahweh Shema Shah. It's through the word, man. Take it in Isaiah 34, right? Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate, right? It say his words, man. Matter of fact, let me get this. Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out the book of the Lord, Yahweh, and read. No one of these shall fail, which is prophecy. And the main prophecy of this Bible is so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians getting saved from our enemies, man. It say, none shall, no, not one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. Meaning there's no other book on planet that you can compare to this Bible. That's why I tell you in Ecclesiastes 12, be admonished, meaning be warned of reading all these different books. There is no end and much studies of weariness of the flesh. We don't need no other books. We got this 1611 fully compacted with what we need. Romans 15 and 4. These things were written up for a time ago for our learning, not the world's, our learning. It say, for my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. Who is the them is gathering? It's gathering the elect of Israel, man. It say, and he have cast the lot for them, who? Israelites, and his hand have divided unto them by line, which is what? The kingdom, man. Just like it was in the ancient time. All 12 tribes had their own portion of land. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. This is talking about Israelites. We don't got to go to Hebrews 8, and you already know it, man. The world already know this. But the Lord got the spirit on them to just keep pushing otherwise. Why? Because they're trying to, that's the Lord. It's throwing 2/3 of Israel, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 6. And it reads, my people have been lost sheep, their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of the justice, even the Lord Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. See, these devils know when the Lord turns his face from us, it's a wrap, man. We destroy it. But now the Lord has turned his face to Israel, man. That's why you had a hopeful elect. This is the Lord say, where my sheep have gone astray, man. They have been lost sheep. Well, in all these nations, man, lost. How do we get lost, man? Scattered on ships, man. Lost. This is Luke 19 and 10. And it reads, for the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. None of these other nations was lost, man. All 17 of these heathens, they know their nationalities, man. They know their lineages. They know where they come from, man. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you West Indians and Haitians, we the only nation on the planet that don't know who we are, man. These other nations, they know, man. Why? Because it was told to them from one generation from one father to the son, from one father to the son. It was told to them, man. These other nations, they know who they are, man. We been lost, but now we are found. This is uh this is John 10 and 27, and it reads, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." These other nations don't care about this truth, man. That's why they pushing plantation Christianity, man. They covered up and whitewashed everything about us, man. Everything about Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, they covered it up, man, because they don't care about the truth, man. This devil job was to come out the caves and to see the world. And I say this from time to time. The Lord put the spirit on Constantine. Hey, Jake already had plantation Christianity already set in place. So when this devil came out the caves, it was already together. For all he had to do was go whitewash everything, man. This guy, what his name is, this guy Constantine, with the Council of Nicaea, joined all these religions together, man. That Greek word religio, man. Yeah, religion, right? To bind these religions together, man. This devil came out the caves and thing was already in place. All you had to do was whitewash it, man, and push it to the four corners of the earth, man. Show you how cold the Lord is, man. And that's what they did. Whitewash, covered up lies, man. Renaissance art, iconoclasm. This is this is John chapter 11 and 49. And it reads, "And one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, Ye know nothing at all, not consider, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for the nation, and not it say, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad, man." Verse 53. "Then from that day forth they took counsel together for to put him to death." For what, man? Why? Hey, the lost sheep, man. It say, verse 54. Let me read 51 again. And this spake he of himself, and this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for the nation, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad. Then from that day, Salakia, then from that day forth took counsel together for to put him to death. Yahushua therefore walked no more openly among the Jews, but went thence unto a country near to the wilderness, into a city called Ephraim, and there continued with his disciples. Listen, man, lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. The Lord don't care about these nations, man. And you had these Pharisees, some of these the ones that was wicked, Pharisees and Sadducees, want to put Yahushua to death, man. Why? Because he came to gather the elect of Israel, man. This is this is John 10 and 16. It reads, "And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd." This is plain, man. This is plain. But it's only for them that have eyes to see and ears to hear, man. And we're going to continue to go back and forth because The Lord did not give these people this understanding, man. He did not give these people this understanding. Get a couple of your brother precepts. The Lord said the nations are to him as nothing, man. Oh, beautiful precept. This is our Kazak Bunyahala, Baruch 4 and verse 6 reads, Ye were sold to the nations. What nations? These 17 heathen nations. Ye were sold to the nations, Salakia, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies. Now, for a person to say, oh, we don't subscribe to the Apocrypha, well, that's your problem. Because Baruch 4 and 6 is a direct precept to Judges 2. I'm finna read it. This is Judges 2 and verse 14. It reads, And the anger of the Lord Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hand of the spoilers that spoiled them. And he, who Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about. This in Judges chapter 2. So what Baruch 4 and 6 say is say it first in Judges, man. Again, and delivered them into the hand of the spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Same thing as in Baruch 4 and 6, man. It was Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah that did these things, man. Why? For iniquities, man. This is man, I lost my train of thought for a second. Man, I forgot where I was finna go at. Lord willing to come back to me. I hate when I forget a precept. This is Kazak Bunyahal of Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, our power. Kala Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lamentation, that's why we're going. The water Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. This lamentation is 2 and 1. To further prove, which we don't got to prove this to nobody, man. As the apostles always say, the apostles and elders, hey, they can't get it moving on. Hey, this is for, hey, the Lord is still activating. As Apostle Hall say, the Lord is still activating Jake, man. So this is for those that come out there that's new in the faith, man. This is Lamentation 2 and 1. How have the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, which I just read in Judges 2, and cast down from heaven unto earth the beauty of Israel. So to tell you that the angels that fell, it's talking about he casting down the beauty of Israel, man. Okay, the men of Israel. We are the angels, man. We are the fallen angels, man. It tell you right here. Again, Lamentation 2 and 1. How have the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven. So if you want to go into that Roman Catholic dogma that the angels fell from heaven, right? And Lucifer fell from heaven, well, I'll tell you right here, it's a and cast down from heaven unto earth. If you want to take that literal, like verbatim, and cast down from heaven to earth the beauty of Israel, and remember not his footstool in the day of his anger. This is talking about Israelites falling, being base, becoming the bases of men. No beauty. We ugly, destroyed. Verse 2. The Lord hath swallowed up all the habitation of Jacob, and have not pitied. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. And that's why these devils in 70 AD was able to come and take us down, man. 586 BC with the Babylonians, man. This is how they were able to do these things. Because the Lord said, what? The Lord hath swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob, and have not pitied. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He hath brought them down to the ground. Who? The men of Israel. He brought us down to the ground, man. This is plain. He ain't talking about no fallen angels, man. He hath polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof. When you go to what's that? Ezekiel 16, I'm gonna tell you how he put a crown on. He say he found us, right? He washed us up, put a crown on us, right? Put robes on us, put a chain about our neck. It say verse 3. He have cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. All the horn of it, man. He have drawn back his right hand from before the enemy, and he burned against Jacob. It said, and he burned against Jacob. Did I just read in Judges 2 and 14? He was hot against Israel. Same thing, man. And he burned against Jacob like a flaming fire, which devour round about. And that's what we've been destroyed all the way, all around, man, on every side, man. He have bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary and slew all that were pleasant to the eye in the tabernacle of the daughter of Zion. He poured out his fury like fire. This how hot the Lord was with us, man. And he still is with two-thirds, man. Whomever they are, man. Lord willing, that's not us, man. Lord willing, we are the hopeful elect, man. Because the Lord is going to really get busy down here, man. The Lord was an enemy. The Lord was as an enemy. He have swallowed up Israel. That's why I tell you that. It was at Hosea 8 and 8, man. It said Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel, no pleasure, man. The Lord was as an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all her palaces. He has destroyed his strongholds and have increased in the daughter of Judah mourning and lamentation. That's why Ezekiel said that, man. Lamentation, mourning, and woes, man. And he have violently taken away his tabernacle as if it were of a garden. He have destroyed his places of the assembly. The Lord Yahweh have caused the solemn feast and the Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion. You see this? And have despised in the indignation of his anger the king and the priest, man. It said the king and the priest. You know, to tell you that in the curses that the king is going to fall with, like I said, was that Wisdom Psalm 18 and 11, man. As the king, so suffered the common person, man. When you read it in what is that First Kings? I think it is First Kings 8. When the women was sodding their kids and they was crying to the king, he said, "If the Lord ain't doing nothing for you, what I supposed to do?" It say verse 7, the Lord have cast off his altar, he have abhorred his sanctuary, he have given up into the hand of the enemy the walls of her palaces. They have made a noise in the house of the Lord Yahweh as in the day of solemn feast. That tumult, man. That tumult in Psalms 83. The Lord hath proposed to destroy the wall of the daughter of Zion. He hath stretched out a line. He hath not withdrawn his hand from destroying. Therefore, he made the rampart and the wall to lament. They languished together. Together, man. Her gates are sunk into the ground. He hath destroyed and broken her bars. Her king and her princes are among the Gentiles. Hosea 8 and 8. John 7 and 35. It say again, man, her king and her princes are among the Gentiles. The law is no more. Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord. And man, wait till the day of Jacob trouble, man. Where they say in what's the Amos 8 and 11, ain't gonna be no visions, man. Ain't gonna be no the famine of the word. This is finna play out again, man. The Lord is calling the whole elect back, but two-thirds is finna, it's gonna be grievous, man. It reads, It say verse 10. This is the point. This guy, you got this guy Eric Mason talking about Jeremiah 14:2 is talking about the gates. No, man, it was talking about the elders. That's what the elders said at, man. Anything went down, whether with your kids or your wife, anything that went down, you went to the elders, man. This is Lamentations 2:10. And this proved that, man. You people don't read this Bible, man. But it's not for you to understand it anyway. Lamentation 2:10 reads, the elders of the daughters of Zion sit upon the ground. Same thing is in Lamentation 14:2, man. It's talking about the elders. It ain't talking about no gates, man. The elders of the daughter of Zion sit upon the ground and keep silent. They have cast up dust upon their heads. They have girded themselves with sackcloth. The virgins of Jerusalem hang down their heads to the ground. Why? Because the Lord destroyed us. I'm going to jump down to verse 16. Lamentation 2:16. All the enemies, all 17 of these nations, man, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. The Lord have done that which he devised. Because it tell you in Ezekiel 39, the Lord said it wasn't the heathen. The heathen wouldn't know that it wasn't them that took us down. It was us sinning against the Lord, man. And he let them do their thing, man, to Israel. The Lord have done that which he had devised. He had fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He have thrown down, he have not pitied, and he have caused thy enemy to rejoice over thee. He have set up the horn of thy adversaries. You see this? Luke 1 said, the Lord said he raised up a horn of salvation for us, man. Here it is right here. He have set up the horn of thine adversaries. You see how the Lord is weighing this balance, man? We had the horn of the wicked, and now we got, Lord willing, the horn of salvation, man. This is the Lord being balanced, man. We had to learn. This is how we had to learn it. This is how we had to get it, man. You appreciate, we're going to really appreciate it, man. And we learn it now. It said, verse 21, it said, the young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword that has slain them in the day of thine anger, that has killed and not pitied. We have fallen by the sword, man. Because we, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, are the fallen, the men of Israel, man. We are the fallen angels, man, that fell from beauty. This is Lamentations 5. Another precept. Just to back up that Jeremiah 14:2. And Lamentations 2:10, it say, Lamentations 5:14, the elders have seized from the gate the young men from their music. This is us being on the bottom. But what's going on now? The Lord is turning things right side up, man. This is Yahweh Shema Shai turning things right side up. This is Luke. Let me see. This is Luke 1:51. It reads, this is Luke 1:49. It reads, for he that is mighty have done to me great things, and holy is his name, and his mercy is on them that fear him from generation to generation. He have showed strength with his arm. He have scattered the proud in the imaginations of their hearts. It's talking about us, man. He scattered us. What? It's a he have showed strength with his arm. He have scattered the proud in the imagination of their hearts. He have put down the mighty from their seats and exalted them of low degree. He took us down and put the heathen over us, man. But now things is going right side up, man. Hey, the elect is going back, Israel is going back to the top, and everybody else going back to the bottom, man. He had put down the mighty from their seats and exalted them of low degree, right? This is what's going on, man. A transition of power, man. And we can see it. Even though you got two-thirds of Jake wicked, but look at him, man. Jake riding in Benzes, Chargers, Challengers, Camaros. They doing good, man. Even though they wicked, they in the world demons. But look at Job 924's trailer park riding in buckets, man. The Lord is just showing you how the Lord changing, man. He's changing things right side up, man. Isaiah 25 and 7. This Ecclesiastes 10 and 14 and reads, the Lord have cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. That was us, man. That was us. He put us down and put suits and ties on these devils, man, and put them up over us, man. Heathens, man. The Lord have cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. And that's Daniel 4 and 17, man. The Lord have plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. This is the Lord turning things right side up, man. Verse 16, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, 10 and 16, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Mashah, overthrew countries of the heathen, all 17 heathen nations, they finna go back in order, man. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth. Now we know, according to this Bible, it's only one nation that's going to be done away with. Ecclesiastes 10 and 16. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth. He took some of them and destroyed them, and have made their memorial to cease from the earth. That's Obadiah 1 and 18, man. So one of these nations, he said, what? He took some of them away and destroyed them and have made their memorial to cease from the earth, man. These them real proud nation that what it said, Zechariah 1 and 4, Zechariah 1 and 15, they helped forth the affliction, man. They went overboard and they got to be done away with. That's why I tell you in Psalm 83, it mentions Esau Edom twice, man. Twice. Why? Because that's them, man. The ones that went overboard, man. This is Kazak Bunyan Hall to put up Baruch 3 and 10. Baruch, let me see. Baruch 3 and 8. It say, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, when what thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh our power. Verse 9. Hear Israel the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom. So like in verse 10, how happened it Israel that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxed old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead. With the dead, man. Why? Because these peoples is heathens, man. And as it said with that Proverbs 21 and 16, right? He that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, man. These peoples is dead. So you got the valley of dry bones in Ezekiel 37. It said the Lord puts the news, right, on some, which is the flesh. You got a lot of Jason, the Israelites. That's it, man. They ain't doing the work. They ain't calling on the name of Yahweh Shema Shah. They just know the Israelites, man. Um, then you got the ones that got the flesh and the spirit, man. That's why I tell you Revelation 11 that they shall lie in the streets of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man. But the Lord woke up the Israelites, right? Woke them up. Only one third going to have the flesh and the spirit, man. Everybody else just got the flesh, man. This is This is Brother Bayan. He put up Ezekiel 11:16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, although I have cast thee, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. Plain, man. Plain. I thought about the hey, I just thought about this, reading that. This is Ezekiel 34. This is Ezekiel 34 and verse this is Ezekiel 34 and 11. It reads, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep and will deliver them out of all places, man, where they have been scattered in a cloudy and dark day. And I read that in Lamentations 2 and 1, man. It said he covered us with a cloud, man. And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries and will bring them to their own land, because we don't have no land. We don't have no. Hey, we looking for a kingdom to come, man. We have no certain dwelling place, man. We don't have one. Again, it say, I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries and will bring them to their own land. Because we are pilgrims on the man. We are pilgrims, man. This is Hebrews 11. Let's get this. This is Hebrews 11 and verse it's Hebrews 11 and 12. It reads, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is in heavenly, wherefore power is not ashamed to be called their power, for he hath prepared for them a city. Man, we are again, it say, and confess that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth, man. We don't have no certain dwelling place. We praying Yahweh Shema Shai. Hey, what was that? Revelation 21, man. Right? A new Jerusalem, man. So you see, it's plain, man. Back in Ezekiel 34 in verse 13, it reads, and I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries and will bring them to their own land and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers and in all the inhabited places of the country. I will feed them in a good pasture, and upon the high mountains of Israel shall their fold be. There shall they lie in a good fold, and in a fat pasture shall they feed upon the mountains of Israel. I will feed my flock, and I will cause them to lie down, said the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah power. I will seek that which was lost and bring again. You have to be part of this from the beginning, man. When you read Exodus 24, when the Lord had Moses sprinkle the blood on Israel, and he opened the book and read it, and they said, what? What we said, all the things that the Lord Yahweh have said, we will do. I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven away. No other nation, there's not one of these 17 heathen nations that was driven out, man, and don't know who they is, man. All these nations know who they are, man. We, Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, we was lost, man. I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven out and will bind up that which was broken. Isaiah 1. Don't it say we are full of wounds and bruises and putrefying sores, man. In Jeremiah 30 and 12 and 13, it said, what? Our wound, our bruises are incurable, man. And we have no healing medicines, man. We need Yahweh Shai. We need Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai is a physician that cut off a lung disease, man. Sirach 10 and 10, man. It say, and will strengthen that which was sick, but I will destroy the fat and the strong. I will feed them with judgment. That's you proud two-third Jakes, man. That's you proud two-third Jakes, man. This is Zara Yahweh, Zechariah 8 and 12. It reads, For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and the heavens shall give their dew, and I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things. And it shall come to pass that as ye were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's beautiful, brother. Fire precept. Beautiful, man. This is our Kazak Bunyahoda, Amos 9 and 9. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among the nations, like as corn is sifted in the sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. Hey, the Lord heritage is to him as a speckled bird, man. And whomever is predestinated, hey, they're gonna get gathered up, man, into one fold. It say all the sinners of my people, verse 10, Amos 9 and 10, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. And that's that Stockholm syndrome, Isaiah 30, 1 through 3, Isaiah 31, 1 through 3. You, Isaiah 36 and 6, you're trusting your government, and you're going to die a grievous death, man. That's what the Lord say um, in 2nd Ezra 9, they have received benefits and have not known me. You're going to die grievous deaths, man. Yeah, that's fire precept. This is because I bring how to put up Judah 5 and 20. Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. And that's what they did. When you read, that's why Isaiah, Ezekiel 35 and 10, man. They said, what? They are giving it to us to consume, man. That's the pride of these devils, man. Well, now they can't do that no more, man. Because as Proverbs 16 and 7 say, when a man ways please the Lord, he make even his enemies to be at peace with him, man. Jeremiah 15 and 11. That's why Yahweh Shah said, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. If you doing anything outside of that, the Lord's going to cause these devils to put you down, man. And you shall be trodden on the feet. This is Jeremiah 15 and 11. It reads, the Lord Yahweh said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in a time of evil and in a time of afflictions. And you got Jake talking about why these people keep getting gunned down, man. All these Jakes. Why they getting killed? This guy, what's this guy named? Jacob, something, I forgot his name. The guy that got shot 7 times in his back, he paralyzed now. Hey, stop resisting, man. Comply with these devils, man. You can pull the these. Hey, you reaching, man. You know this guy finna gun you down, man. Jake, man. Hey, that's why the hopeful elect, Lord willing, man. We endure to the end, Lord willing. The Lord increase our wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Lord willing, He strengthen us to endure to the end, man. That's all we got to do, man. This is Kazak Ben Yahweh to put up Lamentations 4:16. The anger of the Lord Yahweh have divided them. He will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priests. They favored not the elders. Verse 17. As for us, our eyes is yet fail for our vain help, and our watching. We have watched for a nation that cannot save us. And Jake still think 2021, the year of hastening you. How about Shema Shah? Jake really think these devils is with them, man. But as it said in Isaiah 13 and 15, right? Everybody, they all gonna get thrust through, and everyone that is joined to them shall fall by the sword, man. You love these devils? Hey, the Lord gonna put you down with them, man. Hey, so Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth, to the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the ark walk who are listening learning, there are few sisters who are listening learning. Lord, where's edifying? So next time I say shalom, wa abba ball. The water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Hey, the water for your precepts, man. The water for all your precepts. Till next time I say shalom, wa abba ball.